Hey everybody, it's Catherine with Mom Talk Educate. Thanks so much for tuning in to watch this video. I can't wait to share with you how to properly light a newborn image. Okay, so my client has just arrived and I am going to get started with the potato wrap. So I'm going to pull it below, just below the top of his shoulders, and the left side's going to be shorter. I'm going to have his little hand up. And I'm going to keep his hands up. I'm going to tuck it in fairly tight. And I'm going to wrap it around one more time. And I am going to, he's pretty strong, so you definitely want to make sure that you wrap as snugly as possible. So I'm going to go right over top of his shoulder, and I'm going to pin his feet to my tummy, up, and then I'm going to come lower and I'm going to pin up across his other shoulder. And you want to have a nice stretchy wrap to do this with that has a little bit of a texture. You don't want it to be slippery. A slippery wrap or texture. So I'm just going to cross his little hands, and then I'm going to give him a soother because he needs to settle. He's a little grunter. He's a little grunter. So his hands are crisscrossed under his chin. So I'm going to wrap him another time now. That's right. With a second wrap. And if you want to have more information on the potato sack tutorials, I actually have 3 different videos that I have already made that are on my YouTube channel, and you are welcome to watch those to see how to use them and wrap them more detailed. A lot of photographers think that they need to go and buy all the different stuffers to stuff underneath for the potato sack pose, but you actually only need to bulk up with multiple layers and wraps. You don't actually need to go and buy a potato sack poser. Okay. So now the last layer that I'm going to put on him is going to be a knitted layer. So first I'm going to do exactly what I did already. I'm going to have it showing the other side of the wrap. So one side is going to be shorter than the other. And the key to these wraps is always to make sure they're tight. If you don't have them tight, they're going to look sloppy. So I'm going to tuck over one side, enough to tuck under his bum. And then from the other side, I'm pulling it snug, and I'm going to crisscross it over him. He's such a grunter. I love it. I love his little coos and his little, I can feel what you're doing. And I'm just going to cross it again. And I'm just going to kind of make sure it's nice and snug. And then I'm going to tuck it behind him. And he agrees. Tuck it nice and snug. Okay. And sometimes when I see too many fingers, it's not my favorite. So I'm going to tuck his bottom hand underneath just so that his top hand is showing. So I'm gonna just let his head hang back, and I'm gonna tuck his other hand. Your little fingers. So they're just tucked. And then his hand, this hand here still has something to rest on. Okay. He really likes to spread his fingers too. He likes to go like this. So I'm gonna try to gather them together. Okay. So now, this is the most important part of newborn photography, is the lighting. So I want to make sure that I have built up a little bit of a shelf for his head to rest on, or his neck, I should say. So if you don't have it built up high enough, then his head and his chin will go downwards, and it's not going to be lit properly. So as you can see in this, I've got this little wall here. Built up. Okay. And now I'm going to put him in. And I'm going to get his head and neck to sit right on the top of that. And you always want to be aware of everything. So tuck in your wraps. So you can see he's kind of on an angle like this. So he's not laying flat, he's on an angle in the prop. Okay, so now I'm going to pull his soother out, and I'm just going to show you. Actually, before I pull his soother out, I'm going to show you. Okay, so I have light going across his forehead, onto this cheek here, this eye, and this face, this side of his face is nice. Okay, so it's not, so he's got a nice shadow here, lit right here, and the light is flowing across his forehead. A problem that a lot of photographers have is that they tuck the chin in. So in the image, the baby will be like this, and you're only photographing the forehead instead of bringing the face up, and you're photographing the whole face, okay? So now I'm gonna stand directly over top of him, and I'm gonna be shooting down his face. And you can see in the image that nothing is blown out, nothing is underexposed, and I'm focused on the eye closest to me, not on the eye that's furthest away. You always want to focus on the eye closest to you. And always be aware of where your straps are from your bonnets. Oh man, he's cute. prefer that with the bonnet, but I always snap an image with a bonnet and without a bonnet in case the moms don't like the bonnets. And so now I'm going to come in nice and close. I'm going to open my camera up to 2.0. Because I'm opening up my aperture, I'm going to bring my ISO down, probably to 125. And this is just going to give you that more buttery image because you're lowering your depth of field. You're making it a more shallow depth of field. You're shooting wide open. So as you can see in the image, it's all blurry around him, and I'm just focused on his eyes. So if I shoot from this side, that is just a regular lit image. But if I shoot from this side, that's considered a backlit image. So when you're shooting from the shadow side, it's backlit, and when you're shooting from the lit side, it's just regular. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a few different angles. I'm gonna just make sure they're sharp. And I always stay close to the baby, just to make sure that baby's secure. He looked so cute in that setup. So he's good, and I'm gonna actually change to the next prop now. So if you ever feel like you don't know how to fill your galleries, why don't you do 2 different setups with potato pose? And it's the easiest because you're only changing the knitted layer of the potato sack pose. So you're not going to wake up your baby, and you're going to add a whole new prop into the gallery. Thanks so much for watching this lighting tutorial. I hope that you learned a lot. Remember to always focus on the eye closest to you and to properly expose your images, as well as look for that light on the shadow side of the baby's face. Please tune into my channel and subscribe and hit that little notification bell so that you can be a part of the next video that I post to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.